What is the one Shrek's lesson you've learned that everyone should learn sooner, rather than later? Never be afraid to ask how she likes it. There is a lot of stigma that you need to know what you're doing right away. There is the running joke that men can't find a VJ, and if that's true, just ask. Right there. Keep going. Or generally moaning indicates that you should do exactly the same thing you are doing for the next 100 seconds or so. It does not mean to do the same thing, but harder or faster. Don't chase orgasms. Enjoy each sensual moment for itself. That, as a woman, Shrek's is not just something that is done to you. You should absolutely be an active participant in your pleasure and Shrek's life. Laugh. Shrek's is goofy. Funny sounds and silly faces. Intimacy and love are serious. Shrek's is funny. It's okay to laugh. If she says she's umming, for the love of God, do not stop doing exactly what you're doing. If he's giving you a facial, keep your eyes closed. That shoot is not fun in your eyes. If he's taking a minute, don't peek, just ask. Always talk about safe Shreks before freaking. You should ask when they were last tested, if either of you has condoms, if she's on birth control, how many unprotected partners they've had since their last test, if they've ever had an STD. Ladies, consider talking with him about his views on abortion before you risk needing one. If you're on opposite sides and you get pregnant, that can be an issue. Always. I cannot say loud enough for the girls in the back, always pee after Shreks. Everyone should carry condoms on them. Never rely on the other person to bring them. Your own pleasure matters too. When I got comfortable with Shreks, I would usually devote my entire energy on my partner, which would result in unsatisfactory Shreks for me a lot of the times. Jackhammering is not fun. It's not a race to finish as fast as possible. Learn how to have rhythm. When she says right now, you learn to stay at that pace in that position. Caring about your partner's pleasure ends up increasing your own. If people all did this, Shreks would be unselfish and fun. Actual penetrative Shreks doesn't need to last more than 20 minutes. Most of the time, it's all about the wind up. Your boundaries are more important than their needs. If you don't want to do anything Shrek, they have to accept that. Shreks should not be like peen. And there is no perfect textbook Shreks. Always practice safe Shreks or you will get an STD sooner or later. To me it happened sooner, literally the second person I ever slept with. First was a previous long-term relationship. Thankfully something easily treatable, but boy, that was a wake-up call. Apart from safety, enjoy yourself and don't be ashamed or hold back. Shreks is the better the more you can let go and just be a 100% in the moment. I can pretty much at will, every time unless shoot-faced. She is not so simple. It's not about me, it's about getting her off, which in turn turns me on, and thus gets me off. If you are new to butt stuff, you can't use too much lube. Don't get frickin' cheap on the lube if you want to put something in someone's ass. That your first dozen times are going to be pretty shoot. Especially if you're a woman or a bottom and you're young. Try everything at least once. Enjoy your Shreksuality to the fullest. Anal beads should not be removed like you're trying to start a lawnmower. We need to learn more things about our genitals besides STDs and STIs. Sincerely, a vaginismus sufferer. Take your time. It's not a contest to blow your load in under 20 seconds. The longer you spend time on your partner, the better experience you both have. Learn to be okay with not finishing. This goes for your partner, too. Sometimes it just doesn't happen and that's okay. Shreks can still be an enjoyable, fun activity without the expectation of orgasm as the be-all end-all goal. Shreks in water/pool hot tub looks cool, but can lead to a raging UTI or massively raw vulva. If you go through with it, use plenty of lubrication and shower. If you want to get the best head, give the best face first. Shreks can be funny and not overly serious nor kinky. BC it gets repetitive and it's soothing to just joke around, laugh, cuddle and go at it with great communication. Just because someone gives you everything you want doesn't mean you're Shrexually compatible. In hindsight, I feel like my first girlfriend did a lot of things because I pressured her, which I feel horrible about, and she was too inexperienced to know when to say no. Shreks in your 20s is probably not what you will want on your 30s or 40s, so getting Shrek's advice from someone in their 20s is not always as insightful as they may think it is. When you have been monogamous with the same person for a long time, one or both of you will probably want to keep things interesting one way or another. It's easy to say don't frick her like she's an opine if that's what you specifically don't want. But there are definitely a lot of soccer moms out there who do in fact want you to tie them up and spank them and do terrible things to them, like they see in peen, because it's what she wants at that stage in her life. Respect what she wants, especially the things she has a really hard time telling you about. It can be scary for her to admit these things out loud, but she's probably fantasizing about someone doing it to her. It may as well be you. If you knock on Poop's door, don't be surprised if, eventually, he answers. Ladies, a vibrator works wonders and doesn't cause you emotional trauma. Communication. Tell each other what you like and don't like. Discuss boundaries. Maybe a safe word. Hell, safe word doesn't even have to be silly like pineapple or cinnamon. It can be as easy as stop. That's how it is for me and my boyfriend. No is playful disobedience. Stop is an actual request to back off. Communication. People, please. Never underestimate protection. A condom is like $1 too. Day after pill is $60. PP is like $300. Think it over. Sleeping or studying is a much more valuable use of your college time than chasing mediocre college dong. Pre-cum can contain sperm too, so be careful with the pull-out method. Communicate. If they aren't doing something you like, speak up. If you aren't into it, communicate that. This kinda depends on the situation, to be honest. If you want something done, want to do something, talk about it. Don't be like me and end up years into a situation with the other person thinking they're the greatest on the planet while you're not happy. As a man, go above and beyond. Make all the pleasure about her and make sure she orgasms first. Communication is key in learning everything they like. Ask questions. Try new things. Learn how to finger and lick properly. Squirting orgasms from fingering licking is an art. Be vocal about what you need and want. They're probably not psychic. Man, woman, other, gay, straight, other, alone or with friends. Lube is always a good thing. Say no when it's not right. I've put up with so many Shrek-shirl situations I should have stopped. One in particular, relatively recently, a guy jammed his fingers in me and it hurt quite a bit and I bore it. Why? No idea, except I didn't want to spoil things. I'm a grown-ass woman and frankly I'm disappointed in myself. A couple years back I went on a date, realized quickly after we got to his apartment that I was not ready after a breakup, and told him so. We sat and talked and then he started kissing me rather suddenly. He asked me if it was okay and I should have said no. I wasn't okay earlier and it hadn't changed. Why didn't I say no? I cried all the way home. I've had wonderful experiences since, but I just wish I had been taught younger that saying no even after things have begun is still okay. Now even knowing that, it still feels like I shouldn't somehow. Like his feelings are more important than my own in that case. Listen to the noises she makes. That will be your guide to if you are doing good or bad. Don't stay in a shooty relationship just for the good Shreks. Actually, just don't stay in a shooty relationship. Period. That the VJ is way more delicate and sensitive than guys realize. Be gentle, or layer the pressure through the skin. If another guy goes ham on my VJ, I might just quit. Not everyone likes the same things. It's much Shreksier to ask what they like and to give them more of it, rather than awkwardly fumble through different turn-ons and hope you got it right. Listen to her. Communication is key. If you are a male, it's not just about Shreks, it's about turning her on, making her want you. Also learn the secret of how to use your hands and tongue. As a male, before I had Shreks, I read a fair bit of material on how to get a girl to I love making my girl orgasm. I absolutely really enjoy giving her oral Shreks. She is sometimes not into it, but I respect her wishes. But making my girl gets me off. B-jobs are not the time to test your endurance. Told to me by a girl. It's okay to orgasm. It's okay to orgasm first. It's okay to not have an orgasm. It's okay to need a vibrator. It's okay. It's normal. It happens. Shoot happens. Wipe your a-hole with wet wipes before Shreks. Don't have Shreks on a beach. It's nothing like you imagine. People don't care about period Shreks as much as you think. It can also help period pain. Take the time to learn your partner's body, their love language, how they respond to what you do to them. It makes a world of difference to cater to the person in respect to what makes them happy. Not really a Shreksier lesson, but I learned how timidly beautiful Shreks is and how attached it can make two people to each other. The connection that it forms is much more timid than I've felt in other relations. Wonder how people end up cheating or ruining each other after discovering such an act.